I didn't want to go to heaven anyway.
All right, so welcome to the Be Different podcast. Today I got my cool subject for the day. His name is Billy Liberati. So today we're going to be talking about who he is, what he does, and everything that goes on in his life. So, Billy, who is Billy?
Billy, so I go by the name Sir Willie for one, on twitch.tv. I'm a streamer, aspiring streamer, and content creator. So I'm new, obviously. I've been doing this for collectively probably 4 months total out of all the times that I've tried. Uh, it's a tough market to be in for one. But it's one of those things that you chase just out of pure passion and pure
Absolutely.
desire to just do what you want to do, live the life that you want to live, and not really live by anybody else's standards. So that's what I'm trying to achieve right now. It's difficult. And basically that answers that question for you, bud.
That
What
answer
else?
who Billy is.
Yeah.
So so you said that you're a Twitch streamer. So what exactly got you into streaming and Twitch? Because I know that you worked in like a warehouse with me for a little bit, so we got to know each other through that basically.
Right.
So what brought you to being a Twitch streamer ideally?
So Twitch specifically was, well, when I started watching Twitch myself, when I started watching streamers that I liked watching, Twitch was the main platform that was even exposing itself to people. There was no Mixer, there was no Facebook stream, there was nothing like that. So when you had the early big names like Nick Merckx, Tim the Tap Man, Dr. Lupo, you had all these guys streaming, and you sit there and watch them. They were always on Twitch. So I figured that would be the platform I'd start first. Now that there are other platforms, I could definitely see the appeal to go to those, but Twitch seems like it's been doing the right thing for a long time. So getting in there seems like achievable. I mean, the other platforms have their perks, whatnot now, but first thing I'm trying to do is grow an audience. It doesn't really matter where it happens.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And also I would like to be able to, my aspirations supersede just my own stream. I want to be able to be part of other streams too. Like Kobe played with Michael Jordan, and Kobe grew up watching Michael Jordan in the NBA, right?
Yeah. So we're going to use an NBA
like that kind of thing.
euphemisms.
Yeah. Because I was just watching a lot of MJ shit for inspiration the other day. So seeing Nick Merckx was a massive inspiration for me to even get streaming. Watching somebody do what they do on a daily basis. They're just playing video games, and they're making it a business. They're making it not just for money either. They're making it like building a community is the biggest thing, in my opinion. I think that's the most attractive part of trying to become a live streamer, is building a community of like-minded individuals, because it not only expands who you expose yourself to in the physical world, like in your day-to-day life. Like we met each other from physically working with each other. That's very limited. You live around only a limited number of people. When you open yourself up to the internet and the possibilities there, you can access essentially the whole world. There's no limit to that. You are open to everybody. And so to find like-minded people and to bring them together, it's only amplified when you hit the internet and you find these people. And I've found, a few so far that actually stick around. They're there to help me out. For one, they moderate my chat. We play some games together as well, and they are helping me keep people in my chat. When they are chatting and other people come in and there's an active chat going on, it just makes people more apt to chime in, be a part of the discussion. And that's another good thing Twitch is good about. Like Facebook gaming, it's just Facebook gaming. They don't really open it up to other subjects. Like in Twitch, you can go into your category, you can tag whatever game you're going to be playing. But if you don't feel like playing a game at the time, you can just go to just chatting.
Yeah.
Go to just chatting if you want to talk like inspiration to people, or I was into fitness for a bit. So if you want to talk to people about fitness, or like try to draw people in that are into fitness, then you can do that. Mental health awareness, like that. There's so many different things you can do on Twitch that you can do on Facebook, but it won't fall under like the gaming category anymore. Yeah. So you may not be finding people who are into gaming, which ultimately is one thing I am trying to do. So I would say that's why Twitch. It just brought me a lot of good memories watching it. And the way the platform is just put together too, like it's definitely what you would expect a gaming website to be like vibrant, nonstop activity going on all the time. There's even like music displays that you'll see when you first pop up. It just feels like a mainstream
Yeah.
gaming platform. Seems like the play essentially.
Gotcha. So, with you being a Twitch streamer, obviously I'm sure you've gone through various types of games. I mean, I've seen you playing anywhere from Pokemon Sword and Shield
Yeah.
to all these other like variant of games. Which one do you think that you're gonna like end up following? Like, I know there's genres with games and everything like that. Like, what are you gonna try to follow, or are you gonna try to keep that like a broad based type like stream?
That's tough because it's like a well-known fact that you finding your niche and sticking to that niche, whether it be first-person shooters um competitively or first-person shooters casually, more of like a personality stream. Um and again, since this is pretty early on for me still, like I think the whole first year is going to be considered early. You know what I mean? Like I'm still trying to figure out what my path is going to be because I do like playing a whole bunch of genre games. I'm not the kind of guy that can sit on a Call of Duty all day long and grind it. Um,
Gotcha.
I used to do that when I was younger. I had more friends around that were constantly playing it with me though too, and that's another big thing is the more people you have playing one game, I think the more attractive that game will be to you because really that is what, like I said before, that's what gaming is just gathering yourself around people that are like-minded and enjoying yourself, having a good time, having laughs is what's more fun than actually playing a
No,
game.
absolutely.
Right.
Like,
I
'cause that's
mean,
what I'm trying to build
I
here.
wouldn't.
Like
Mhm.
that's how it's like I built like I started this just out of pure like wanting to go through and like try to introduce new people to the world and everything like that and try to get like their messages out and basically
Yeah.
try to like support them in a way.
Mhm.
And by doing that, like I met up with one of my friends I used to work with at a different place. And he showed me the ropes basically, and he's been showing me a lot more in depth of the podcasting aspect. So like I know how you're
Mhm.
like going about like trying to find like that community that you feel like basically accepted in to where like you can broaden everything out from there.
Right. And that's kind of what I want to be as well. Like, and I think that's kind of something that everybody kind of shares in common when it comes to streaming, content creating, podcasts, vlogging. You're just trying to bring it, like, be a conduit for people to feel accepted because you should have
Yeah.
somewhere where you feel accepted, and not, and that's something I try to push too is that you don't need to be accepted, you don't need to be liked by everybody at all, which is the whole point of you building your own community. Like
Yeah.
people that don't like me or don't agree with some of my viewpoints, they don't have to stick around. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Very blunt, very straightforward. It is
Yeah.
what it is. If you don't think you're going to get along with me, then it's easy to click exit and leave the stream. Do I hope that I attract a lot of people? Of course. Um, but not everybody is made to agree with one another, so that's just the way life is. Um, Granted, you still want to censor yourself to an extent.
Yeah. No,
Obviously you don't,
absolutely.
I'm not out here trying to push prejudice or anything like that, and if you do, you're not going to get a good viewer base anyways. You don't want toxic people joining your viewer base and
No,
creating a
no.
toxic atmosphere for the people around you, so it's hard to mediate that. You get people that come into chat, you can tell they're trying to troll you, and sometimes you can like kind of transfer them being a troll into them like actually respecting your stream and being like, this guy like can take a joke, he can take being picked on like he's actually playing back, he's funny.
Gotcha.
And all of a sudden that troll turns into somebody who's actually like, this guy's cool, he can play
Yeah.
back and like he actually is chill, he's not going to get super tight about it, he's not going to get all uptight, get like, what, you're banned for life.
Yeah.
um but there's levels to it, if somebody's coming in like dropping the n word just to try to get your chat essentially or your stream all to get banned because you're not mediating that, which you have the ability to. You can go in, you can ban specific words, which I've already done that. So like words like that are already kicked right out of the chat.
Gotcha.
Uh, and just talks to people in general. There's a difference between people who come in looking to discuss like hardship, and then there's people who come in with just negative energy every time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's one thing to come in with like a topic that you feel like you need to vent about, get it off your chest, and that's something that I think most streamers will always be there for. But if you're coming in nonstop every single time, like me, my girlfriend, this and that, especially when it comes into relationship stuff, like some of that stuff maybe be kept to yourself,
Yeah.
like super specific stuff, because you don't want that in your chat all the time.
No.
And I apologize for my mouth. It's just
Don't
that's
worry.
how I am on my own
There's gonna be a
stream.
little duck quack going on over every single type of swear word. So try to keep this a little family friendly, seeing it does go on YouTube and everything like that. So with streaming, you said you've been doing this for like about 4 months now. What has been your favorite memory so far? Like, if you even have one. I mean,
that was the hardest thing I saw when you sent me these questions. So there's no like memory that sticks out yet, right? Like 4 months in the world of streaming is like, it feels like only a few weeks, man. Like you
Gotcha.
make only so much progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can only make so much progress in a matter of 4 months. Like you only grow so fast, but it ends up, snowballing like most things do.
Yeah.
So in terms of a memory, like, first of all, like my first follower, like my first true consistent follower, who became actually like a friend to me. He's my homie now. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
As simple as it is. That's just the way it is, I feel too. Like I didn't necessarily look to just make friends, but that's what it becomes. So my first follower, like the first person that was really showing me that they're going to be there for the stream, that like they support what I'm doing, just kind of like flicked a switch, like, you know what, this is something that's actually really enjoyable, and and it is capable of being done, right?
I think
like
that's
that
how
first
everything
step
feels.
towards it.
Yeah. I think that's how everything
And then
feels
each
with
time like feels the same way. Like despite it being your first follower, then you get your next, and it's like, yo, people are really starting to like chime in. They're starting to jump in. They're starting to really get on board with what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand.
It can be hard.
That people don't understand with that being like the whole, like, even if it's like 1 or 2 followers. Because I know when you sent me like the link for your stream and everything like that, you were only sitting at like 20 something followers. But then like last time I checked, I think it was like last night or the night before, like you're almost up to like 90 or something like that. So I mean,
yeah, I'm 3 away from 100 right now.
So like that's how that snowball effect does end up happening. Like you were saying, like it's a nice thing to see. Like when you first start, like you feel like, okay, I'm only getting like 1 or 2 people following me. I'm only getting like 1 or 2 viewers per stream or per podcast or view or anything like that.
Right.
Like you start getting like that uneasy feeling, like, did I make the right decision? Did I do this? Did I do that? Because I know,
like, why are they not coming back, kind of thing. Yeah.
Like, is there anything I can do to improve upon this? Guess my light doesn't want to be shining on the subject, but so basically what I'm saying, like that first follower, like you're saying, it became a homie to you or like a friend or anything like that. So like that's something that you want to reach eventually towards anything. Like you'll start to like reach those milestones. Like you said, you're 3 away from 100. Like that's gonna be a big milestone for yourself. And I'm guaranteeing you're like, man, I'm ready for this. Like, because after 100, your next milestone is either 500 or 1,000. So like, you gotta still build. Like, there's no stop at 100 and be satisfied.
Right.
Like, you're always hungry for more, and I hope you're gonna be hungry to keep on progressing through this. I should say. I mean, because
that was one of the hardest things too. First starting out, like when I say I kind of split, like I've been split up in this four like collective months that I've streamed. Could be a little bit more than that. I don't know. I didn't do the exact math, but because I tried like a month at a time. The first time I tried, like I got the whole stream together. Like I got everything put together, and then I streamed for a month. Started to realize what it was like trying to, come into a scene that's already established.
It's not easy.
This is rough.
Yeah, it's not easy by any means. That's like
it tests how thick of a skin you got, like how much you can take judgment, or how much you can realize, like, just because people aren't following doesn't mean that you aren't going to be successful at some point. It's not. It's just so it's such a saturated platform at this point, even Twitch alone, which I think is good. I think it's good now that you've got like things like Facebook gaming, Mixer, YouTube gaming, Twitch, because it kind of separates like the audiences out a little bit, and they all kind of intermingle a little bit too. And not only that, it's actually bringing more people onto the sites in general. People that may not have understood and knew what Twitch was before, but they're big YouTube advocates, and they like to watch YouTube videos. And the way YouTube's algorithms work, if like you watch anything that's even related to a game, you're gonna end up getting gaming content showing
Yeah,
up on your
you get a
featured
bunch of
stuff.
stuff going on.
So then all of a sudden they're introduced to gaming. Not that they weren't a gamer before, but the actual
Like aspect of it.
scene, like the scene itself, like how serious it is, and then they get completely they dive right into everything. They start exploring Twitch, Facebook gaming. They just see everything that's going on. So I think it's really healthy for the scene in general. But yeah, that 100 is going to be a massive milestone. And then like you said, it is only growing after that. There's never going to be a time where you can stop growing. Like when do you know when you want to stop growing? You don't know, because you have to reach that level.
Yeah.
And
Like,
as much as I say you don't like, I'm not doing this for the money, but God, do I hope someday that this can become a career so that I can support myself to do this, because that'll only
absolutely.
help me bring more people in. I want to be able to
Absolutely.
do this full time. Who wouldn't want to? It's a dream job, dude.
You want to get that G Fuel sponsorship. I know you.
Exactly. The G Fuel sponsorship with a scuff discount code.
Yeah, you want to get
Yeah, I
all that
feel you.
coming in. No, that's
Mhm.
absolutely what
And
everybody
that's
dreams of.
right, and that's part of the appeal to it as well, is like being a part of just the gaming scene. Like you've grown up playing the games, you've grown up watching the other streamers, you've grown up seeing them go to these like gaming expos. Everybody comes together. Like I've never been in a room of people that I feel more accepted by and more like interconnected with than like a gaming community. Like to be able to
Gotcha.
go to a gaming expo out in like LA just for a weekend or something and just hang out with those people. I would like the comfort, like me normally going into a group of people that I don't know what their ambitions are, or what they like to do. I'm like kind
Yeah.
of quiet to myself. If I were to step into a game full or a room full of gamers, like I can like strike up a conversation with any single one of these people about
Gotcha.
anything.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? That's where I feel like I belong. Because like, even when I was at work before working at Dick's, like what I was commonly talking with people about was games. Sure, I was into other things like the fitness and whatnot,
Heavily
but I was
into the
like, man,
fitness.
yeah, I was a bit for a minute. Kind of took over for a little while.
Rice and chicken. Rice and chicken. That's all it was.
And, you know, that fallen off that a little bit, but that's because I'm doing it for the stream. Like
Yeah.
maybe there will be a day where I can implement. That's another thing why I want this to be a career, because then I can actually pursue the things that I also enjoy. The other things I like to do. Do I wish I could be at the gym every day? Yeah, but you know what? We got coronavirus going on right now. That's one thing. But on a serious note, I wouldn't be able to. I don't feel the need. I don't want to, because I want to put my time into this. And so I'm eventually, like, after this coronavirus over, gonna excuse my mouth. Um, I'm gonna have to get a part-time job. I haven't gone about it yet because it's kind of difficult in this time. But
Yeah.
gonna get a part-time job, support what I'm doing here a bit more. And I'm just not gonna have time to do those side things that I like to do. I think that's part of the sacrifice when it comes to doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be sacrifice to it. It's not all like sunshine and rainbows. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely
No,
not.
you got to sacrifice a lot to be able to do the things that you want to do. Like sacrifice a lot. I mean, like quit your job where you were making decent amount of money you could make a living off of.
Leave your friends, just hanging, just sitting there.
But that's the thing. I did make friends there too, and so that's why it wasn't a complete waste of time. It wasn't a loss, because I made friends. Like now we have this connection where
Yeah.
we can collaborate like this kind of
Yeah,
thing.
no,
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? I've met some good people, some great people that inspired me to do the things I love to do. When I reached out to people about me quitting, um, I didn't hear things like, "Yo, you're crazy." I heard things
Yeah.
like, "Do what you got to do, man." Like, I respect it. I know what
No,
you mean. Like,
absolutely.
because it's hard for people, and that's like one of the hardest things to face is the judgment from others about this. Like even from my own parents, I'm living it back home now. Do I wish
Yeah.
it was different? I do. I wish I was still on my own. But in order to actually pursue this to the extent that I want to, living at home makes the most sense right now because I'm saving money, right?
Got you.
Gives me the time and allows me to put in the effort that I want to put in. And that's again part of the sacrifice. Like I was talking to somebody else about the other day. You make sacrifices with every single decision you make in life. everything. You sacrifice every single day, even to the smallest things. Like, would I rather go grocery shopping right now, or do I want to go to the gym? There's values to both. That there's something that'll bring value to you from both.
Yeah.
But you have to choose one. If you're choosing one over the other, you're going to sacrifice the value that the one could have brought you to take the value of the other.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Sacrifice with every single decision you make. So,
I mean, even the biggest YouTuber made the biggest sacrifice of his life. Like Logan Paul, for instance, like he moved from Ohio, left college. Same with his little brother Jake Paul. Jake Paul dropped out of like high school to go pursue acting and TikTok or not TikTok, like Vine, because Vine was out at the time, and they became Vine stars out in California. Right. Like that's a huge sacrifice. Like they left everything behind to try to pursue something that they wanted to do, and now look at them. Like they're living in multi-million-dollar mansions and living the life that they
you knew that they got judgment from.
Oh, absolutely. Like there's no,
and you know that they got judged from their elders around them.
Oh yeah,
their parents, their grandparents. Like nobody's gonna understand, dude.
Like as cool as their parents are, like you can't tell me that they were like, yeah, move out to California.
Screwing up.
Yeah, they're probably like, you guys are making a bad decision. Stay in college, get good grade. Like because Logan Paul was a good graded student. Like his GPA was pretty high up there. Like he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was able to
an
do
athlete.
Anything. Yeah, he was going to school for wrestling.
He was great student athlete.
Like, and he just left it because he was like, you know what? That's not what I'm passionate about. Like,
yep.
He wanted to go be something bigger, and he envisioned it, and now he's living the dream that he ever wanted to have. I mean, he's had some.
Yeah, and if you have a dream like that, you got to go after it. You can't be just constant. And that's something I found myself doing a lot. Was constantly thinking about how much, like, even I had already tried before, and I gave up on myself, but there was still always a part of me that would reminisce back on like the dream that I had when I first started. Like, that's what I want. And one thing I had to realize if I was going to do this and successfully stay consistent with it was not to look at those aspirations or the inspirations that I had, like Nick Merckx, like Tim the Tapman, like all these big streamers, and compare myself to them.
No, because you're your own person. You're your own person. Right. You're trying to build your own brand. You can't base off of somebody else's.
Right. Like I would constantly sit there and like figure like I'm not going to get as big of an audience or get as much traction early on like Nick Merckx did because I'm not out there making money playing wagers and playing competitive Call of Duty and making money off it. Because let me say, like, that is definitely a way to get traction to your audience when you're playing tournament, go for like $5,000 earnings. Like people are going to be attracted to that. Maybe I don't have a couple things that you need for that. For one, I don't have a whole group of guys that are consistently trying to compete at that level.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be something I would do if I had a group of guys like that. But at our age, people got other things going on. They're finishing up school right now. You know, they can't be putting that much time and effort, and it takes sacrifice. Not everybody is willing to put that sacesacrifice, you know, to the metal.
Yeah. I mean, in my college, also, like, we had that saying, like, it was to champions, the process is everything. Like, because the process is what builds you. It's not it's not like, oh, hey, I gave you $1 million. Now what are you going to do with it? Like, it's that build up to getting that million. Like, how you had to struggle to get there. How, like, all those things are what's going to build you as a brand and you as a streamer, ideally.
Right. And you got to put – you don't realize how much you have to put towards it either. Like, you think you just got to put in your time and effort. It's more than that. You got to put time, effort, money. You know, you got to be really intuitive in what you're doing with your streams or what you're doing with your content creating. Like, what are you what value are you bringing to people? And that's kind of what you have to figure out as not just like a content creator. It's more like, who are you? You know, what is it that you're passionate about? Not only the gaming, but like you know me, if you sit me down and start talking about fitness or start, you know, getting me in like an inspirational kind of conversation, like I don't feel like I can stop kind of thing. So like, that's what I like to push in my streams as well, is people come in there if they got things that they want to talk about a little bit, and, you know, they're looking for advice. And that's one thing. So you don't want to be like I don't think it's good to try to give people advice that aren't seeking it.
Yeah.
At that point, then you're just kind of being like a preacher.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, more than actually offering somebody help. So only the times when people come in actually like seeming as if they're seeking advice will I start to give it. Because other than that, I just want cool vibes. I just want cool vibes. I want people to come in at the end of a hard work day, because again, I know what that's like. coming home from work and like just kind of wanting to chill and just hopping on a stream was fun. Got people instantly at a high energy, cool vibes, inviting you around, like, and I've always stated this too. I've made just as many great friends from online gaming and from online means in general as I have in person.
Gotcha.
And that's something some people can't understand, especially like parents as well. Like my mom, back when I was like gaming a lot before I was streaming, constantly asking me like, why don't you go out and like hang out with friends? I'm like, Mom, I am hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm hanging out with like some of the best friends I've ever made, because a lot of people are more themselves over gaming. I feel like you don't have to, it almost offers you a chance to hide your visual appearance behind the screen, kind of thing, because that's what a lot of people's insecurities come from. And then they just act like who they are. They're just themselves. There's no judgment that can come from it.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care about the judging that comes from it, because either their face isn't being shown or anything like that. They feel
or
like
they can just mute
themselves.
you. Or they can just get rid of you altogether, block you. Like, it's that easy. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You can moderate everything online. So I've met some really, really good friends, some better friends that I know in real life at all.
Yeah.
But actually, back to like the question, I suppose the answer would be I don't have one particular memory. The first follower would be probably the most notable one. I mean, that's always going to be like, hell yeah. I got my first follower, like the road to victory, road to success. But it's just like you were talking about the process. The process has been the most fun thing, like down to the, not even just the streaming aspect, down to like figuring out how do I make my stream better? How do I add in audio modifiers and stuff that make my voice come out a little bit more clear in my stream? How do I get the most resolution? How do I get like the most frames per second out of my stream? How do I even add in things that are going to pop up on my screen when I get a follower, so that they have some sort of visual? Because that's the big thing people like to see. If they're going to follow you, they like to see themselves being represented in your stream.
Yeah.
So, figuring out how to do all these little things, adding widgets, adding stream labels, getting your webcam overlays, getting a logo, like starting a brand. As an actual entrepreneur, to make you like to give you the sense of being an entrepreneur, you got to have a logo. You know that. You got to have a brand, something to build off of.
You got to have everything ready for you, everything in a row. Basic, all your ducks have to be in a row, ideally.
Yeah, and sometimes that doesn't come together right away either. And that's part of the process, is figuring out like what is going to be my staple, what's going to be my brand.
Yeah. Okay, so another thing I wanted to bring up, only because it's a huge topic in the news right now. I brought it up to you yesterday when I sent you a video on Snapchat. You said that you have trolls in your comments. How do you feel about the king of trolling being out of jail?
6ix9ine. I didn't even know about it. Like, I don't ever stay in the loop on those things. I didn't know about it until you literally sent me the not even just you, but I started seeing people posting his new, what is it? I don't know if it's a single or if it's
a single, yeah.
It's a single, Gooba.
Gooba.
Is that what it's called?
It is called Gooba.
He's gonna troll as hard as ever. I can tell that. If he's already dropping another song right out of prison.
And he already broke 2 records doing it too. I mean, the previous Instagram live streaming record was 310,000, which was Drake and Tory songs, or Trey Lanez, Trey Lanez, I think.
Right.
Or Tory Lanez. My bad.
Mm-hmm. And I don't stay caught up with that scene per se, but like I will always say, like, even though I completely disagree with 6ix9ine and what he represents, totally, I'm just gonna say that I will give respect where respect is due. Like, he's not an unintelligent human being.
No, he knows how to create.
He's made a name for himself. He's made a brand. He's made a lot of money. Not that money is the most important thing, but he's living his life the way he wants to now that he's free, especially.
Well, he's not really free. He's stuck in his house for another 3 months.
Is he on house arrest?
Yeah, he's on house arrest. He got out because of this whole COVID madness.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised.
He has asthma, so he was more prone to getting it. So they filed for the relief and he ended up getting it passed now. So
of course he has asthma.
And but I mean, yeah, he knows what he's doing. Like, he had it all prepared. Otherwise, he wouldn't have broke the record. He wouldn't have broke Instagram live streaming record by almost 1.7 million people. He also he shut down YouTube. YouTube crashed yesterday when that single dropped at 3:00. Like, He broke the record for most views in 24 hours on a hip hop video. The last one was Kill Shot by Eminem with 24 million. Within 24 hours, his single got 33 million views.
Yeah.
Like, that's insanity. Like, for anybody. Like, but you're going to see what happens towards the future, whether or not he's going to be in the future or whether or not it's going to
He's going to
be
fade.
successful. Yeah.
Yeah.
He could turn this entire thing around and become.
It's hard to say because the reason he's going off right now, for one, he does like I don't listen to his music personally,
Yeah.
but it's not bad. No, I can understand where it's catchy. I get it.
Yeah.
It's just not my flavor of music. But it's what he's like you said, he's like the king of trolls. He literally almost profits off of people.
Yeah. That's literally what his intentions are.
Yeah, like he's an instigator.
Yeah.
Somebody starts talking about a certain subject about him, he's gonna exploit the hell out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's gonna chase it and he's gonna go after it, and that's what attracts all this attention and stuff. He's like
And
the
now
bad
he has
boy.
to. He has to now because there's no like people are labeling him as a rat, and yeah, he did snitch, but like he has to somehow flip this around. He has to find a way, and the only way is going to be either bringing people to the point where they realize, hey, he didn't do it on a bad note, or due to the fact like they're going to forget about it because he's back.
Yeah,
like,
people are
it's
going
to
to
be one
forget
of the
about
two.
that kind of stuff. He's got the supporters that'll probably never leave his side.
No,
everybody's got that. You know, like Logan Paul, even when he had his massive breakdown from that
suicide forest.
Yeah, from the Japanese when he was out in Japan, that broke him for a bit. But when he came back, he had his core audience that was still there supporting him. And he did through the whole thing, I'm sure too. He just took him a while to come back.
Yeah.
So I'm sure 6ix9ine's got the same dynamic in his audience base. He's got those people that are never going to leave his side. And right now too, the market for music is like right up his alley. That's what people are listening to. It's like the mainstream music for, a lot of teenagers and so that's just what people like right now. So yeah, I mean, as long as that stays true, then he'll be relevant. But if that dynamic starts to change again to where a different style of music starts becoming the leading force,
he'll fade.
He'll probably go away. But at this point, he's probably well set. Like he doesn't. If he were to fade out tomorrow, he'd probably be okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He signed a $10 million deal coming out of jail.
Yeah, he'd be all right.
So
sure.
the other thing I wanted to bring up before we wrap this all up is the whole COVID madness.
Right.
What is your opinion on it? And because I asked this to my last person I was interviewing, what is your opinion on this whole thing? And like, how do you think it's going to come out to be like better in your aspect?
How are we going to come out of it better?
Yeah.
Man, it's tough. There's a lot of questions being raised about it. Obviously, like you got conspiracy people talking conspiracy. You've got extremists on the other end of it, like nobody leave your freaking home, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to say.
Stay inside.
And again, I don't really keep myself super educated on these things. I'll read the stats, I'll read the facts when I see them. I don't go chasing them though.
Yeah.
I'm just focused on what I'm doing. But for the most part, from what I've seen, the stats show we don't need to be it doesn't need to be as crazy as it is right now. Like I still think some of the restrictions should hold up. Like maybe the face mask. I know people are saying like the face mask can help spread the growth of it. I don't know the data behind that. I don't know the stats behind it.
Yeah, I have no idea on that one.
There still need to be precautions taken. I mean, it is a virus, but quite seriously, the only reason it's as bad as it is because it's new. Yeah. Really, though, it's on like a scale is like the flu. It's going to turn out being just like another one of those.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing was a lot of people were comparing it to the flu.
And it was not even quite as strong as the flu even.
Yeah, but I mean, there are people that are losing their lives. And
it's hard to be
those families for it, but it's
insensitive to it. But
like, I mean,
we see those deaths on a daily basis from other means of.
Yeah, I mean, they showed the numbers. They showed the numbers of the people that died from the flu. There was more already currently.
Yeah,
than there was from COVID.
But, in terms of 2020.
Yeah, in terms of 2020, we've already had more. Like that's the kind of like aspect that people don't view. And then the other thing I saw was on the I saw a graph and everything like that was going through, and it said the USA was 99.97% So like 0.03% was the only people that got infected throughout the entire country of America.
Right.
Like,
And mostly
granted,
being already ill people
yeah,
for the most part.
or people with like autoimmune diseases or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like I said, I feel for those families that end up like having something happen, like, because it's a terrible time for that to happen. But as far as like people like me or yourself, like we're younger, our immune systems aren't shot. Like
No.
we probably have a good chance of coming out of this without like being unscathed, basically. So I mean, yeah, I just wanted to see what your viewpoint on this whole madness was and
Yeah.
see how we were going with that.
You obviously got those people saying it's like a political ploy as well. Like a lot of people saying it's man-made, which I mean, I think it was man-made. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, it ended up
That
getting
doesn't mean
found
that
out
like it was purposely spread, but one thing I always say too is like there's nothing wrong with asking questions, and that's
Yeah.
kind of like what politics try to like steer you away from. They like to generalize people into groups. Like this group believes that. Like you got Democrats, you got Republicans. It's kind of like a war right now between the two, more than
Yeah.
it like rather than actually being a cohesive unit of a government. Right now, you kind of got like I don't even know what to compare it to. It's just weird, man. It's almost like high school drama
Yeah. I
happening
feel
within
you
the
there.
government and stuff. So it's more of like a game. It's like a reality TV show than
Yeah.
it is like a structure to actually help our government run properly. And it's starting to get out of hand for one. We're like the kids that are on the block that kind of need to be like slapped on the hand kind of thing.
Get all beat up and everything like that. But
So it's a weird subject, man. It's weird. Because I don't necessarily shy away from conspiracy stuff either. It's like I will sit there and ask the questions and wonder. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Because I mean, time and time again, it's been proved that governments will lie to their people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
They will lie. So it's hard to take at face value. But I mean, what's really gonna even if this was like a conspiracy thing that it turned out to be true, what are people gonna do about it? People are good at
Yeah.
talking about things, and then like we're not gonna change anything, dude.
No, there's no way to change it. Like
No.
it's already happened. It's already out there. Like the only way we can do is come out of this stronger than before.
Right.
Hoping
People
that
just want to continue living on with their lives and do what they want. Like I'm not going to start a revolution today. I don't think you are either.
You sure?
You know what I mean?
You don't want to get the stakes ready
Maybe
to go?
Yeah, I'll be like leading the revolution. Who knows? Civil war breaks out or something like that.
I'll hit you
With
up in a
my-
little bit. I'll be outside your house with a little bit with some stakes and pitchforks. We'll be ready to go. But all right, so we basically got that all gone. So I want you to drop your links. I'll have you send me drop what your social medias are. I'll have you send me the URLs so that everyone that's watching this can click them down below, everything like that.
Okay.
So,
I'll shout out my Twitter and Insta right now. My Twitter is at Sir Willie, as simple as that. SIRWILL 2 Y's YY at the end. Somebody took the 1 Y on me, so I couldn't use that one. And then my Instagram is the same thing, Sir_Willie, with 2 Y's again. And then I'll drop you the Twitch URL so that way you can link that. And I appreciate it too. It was cool actually doing this.
No,
I was nervous at first. I was like, never done a freaking podcast. I've been in plenty of interviews, but I ain't never been part of a podcast before. So
yeah, no,
that was
absolutely
cool,
fun.
Good experience.
Yeah, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, have a good one, man. Take it easy. You keep doing what you're doing.